I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf, and I'm here in Puerto Rico. And I'd like you to know that it's been an amazing trip. I've been here for about a week, and I've been going from basically appointment to appointment to appointment, and talking to government officials. And what we're doing is we're actually setting up a corporation that believe it or not, it's legal. It's legal to anyone around the world. Puerto Rico is the loophole where you can actually get a corporation and you can pay 4% tax for the rest of your life, or get two corporations and only, guess what? Start a nonprofit, and that 4% can go to whatever you deem that is your nonprofit. Now, that's not why I'm here today. I haven't been on for the last 3 or 4 days much because I needed to get this nailed. We are going to be putting up on our websites, on docofdetox.com, braveheartnation.com, and on our new app called Touch, exactly how from the phone call you make, okay, we are going to help you to become abundant on all levels. Health, wealth. You know, a lot of people say, you know what, Dr. Wolf, I can't afford to feed my family properly. I can't afford the nutritional supplements that my children need. I need. Understand something. That's because they've been stealing our money. They've been stealing it. Okay, understand this. Puerto Rico is, just off of America. So, you know, we flew here. Most people in America don't even know that Puerto Rico is part of the United States. And it's the only loophole in the world where it's totally legal for me to talk about this. It's not an offshore account. It is actually a real legal account that anybody can get. But guess what? I've been talking to a lot of my practitioners and to lawyers and to accountants. And you know what they said? We've been searching for 20 years. We found some, and they wanted like $25,000, $30,000 to do this and actually get this corporation going in Puerto Rico. And then there was all these expenses every year. Well, we're not going to be doing that to anyone. We are a BraveHeart Nation, and we have put this together. And I will, within the next 5 weeks to 6 weeks, show you a whole slideshow from A to Z. And I'll show you how simple this is and how you don't have to be scared of Mr. G, government G-man, anymore. All right? They can't touch me. They can't do anything. I'm not going to pay taxes anymore. And that's it. Now, I know I'm a health guy, but understand, things are going to get worse. They're going to tell you that we need to pay more taxes due to COVID, due to this, due to that. So how about having no taxes on the money that you make? How would that be? And actually being able to take 4% and actually do something really beautiful with it. Well, anyways, we'll talk more about that later. I'm here today because I want to do a one a day, and then I'm going to come back on with a gentleman, and we're going to talk about his life and a hip problem he has, and how they want to do surgery on him, and how we're going to help him not go to surgery, just like we're telling you that you don't have to be giving the tax man this money anymore, and they can't come after you, they can't touch you, and how, guess what? Here we go, okay? Fake food, fake doctors, okay, and fake love. That is what we're sold. Those are the three things that we are mainly sold. Right off the back, we are sold fake food all the time. All right? You better watch now, because even with organic, when you buy it, if there's a sticker on there called Appeal, APEEL, that means that little Billy has gone and got GMO vegetable oil, and he has put that on your organic food. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. The game is on, and we need to come together as a BraveHeart Nation, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to be creating a health and wealth abundance. Listen, all we're going to do is we're going to play by the same rules that these guys do, okay? Except we're going to be one step ahead of them, because understand something. There is a God, and there is an evil on this planet, and guess what? We are not going to put up with it anymore. I want to tell you something right now. This is your planet, and you have a right to be healthy. You have a right to keep your money. You have a right to be able to feed your family. You have a right to believe that you don't have to struggle. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to be in pain. You don't have to have cancer. You don't have to have diabetes. You don't have to have any of these things. I'm going to play a little bit of this for you just so you understand that, guess what? They're going to keep on coming. All right? Now listen to this.
This is the Gates-funded edible food coating, and it gets the green light from regulators. So it's Edapeel, marketed as Appeal. You've all been writing to us about sending in photographs of these weird stickers on your food.
Weird stickers on your food. Now, I'm going to be putting this up on my website so you can see it, and it's called Appeal. If you see a sticker called Appeal, that means that little Billy has just covered your organic food with this GMO vegetable oil. That's right. You can't wash it off. It won't come off once they put it on. So you watch all your organics, okay? You want to take a look at on all vegetable produce, but with the organics, this is the way they snuck it in, okay? So they're going to keep coming at us, but we need to come together as a family. We need to stop attacking each other. We need to stop judging each other and understand that. And understand, I talk about fake food all the time. Did you know that are you ready for this? 98% of the population, okay, partakes in 90% of their food being fake food. Did you know that 90% of all the food that people eat today never existed 90 years ago, and either did 90% of all the diseases? And this is not going to stop. The majority of the population will not wake up. They will not wake up because they're programmed. If they could get away from the radio, if they could get away from the TV, if they could get away from the programming, if they could stop getting involved in politics, if they could stop getting involved at, let's fix the medical system. The medical system's not broken. How can you say the medical system is broken or toxic? How can you even say, oh, it's toxic, we need to fix it? You're not going to fix it. All the products that you get from your doctor are made out of petroleum. The Rockefellers own 52% of all pharmaceutical shares around the world. Pharmaceuticals are made out of gasoline, oil. Are you getting this? All right. So you need to understand something. If you want to go to a medical doctor, if you want to be so dumbed down, okay, to actually use emergency care, okay, as your health care, well, then guess what? You are the emergency. And understand it's not your fault, because guess what? You've actually been programmed that you're a victim, that you can't take responsibility for what you eat. You can't take responsibility for the way you talk, the way you think. You can't take responsibility for your life. And understand that has to change, because it's not true. You may not know this, but the image that you have of yourself, of the world, of your family, okay, and everything else, well, they create thoughts. Those thoughts create sentences. Those sentences create beliefs. Those beliefs actually create your life. Every disease, that every sickness that you have, or the health that you have, or the money that you have, is all based on your belief systems. And that's the truth. I'm going to tell you something right now. This is the deal. They don't scare me. There's no government official that scares me. Let me tell you, there's no medical system that scares me. You know what? The Canadian medical system, along with the government, has tried to attack me for the last 6 months as hard as they can, putting out shows about me. You know what? The reality is, if everything they said was true, I wouldn't be walking the streets. I'm going to keep on walking the streets, and I'm not just going to walk the streets, okay? I'm going to beat the streets and tell you this. Stop getting beat up. We got fake food, fake doctors, okay, and fake love. And you know what fake love is? Okay, we can't live without love, and I'm going to keep mentioning this all the time. I love me first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. Now, you can check with Lori, my partner, or my children, and you'll find out they don't feel deprived. They don't go, oh, my father's so self-centered. He's in love with himself. He ignores us. He mistreats us. Are you kidding yourself? The best protection that you're ever going to have on this planet is self-love. If you don't learn how to love yourself. Okay, so I told a gentleman that I'm going to be doing it's called Real People, Real Healing. And that's where I do a live consultation. I'm going to be coming on here in a few minutes and doing a live consult. I haven't been doing them. I want to do about 4 or 5 a week. I want to show you something. I want to show you that you've been ruled, schooled, and fooled. I want to show you that, guess what? You are not dumb. You are not stupid. You have stupid beliefs. You have dumb beliefs. You have poverty beliefs. You have beliefs that God has left you alone. And guess what? It's teamwork. You have to team up with your creator. You have to take massive personal action. And guess what? You want to believe in that sinner stuff. You want to believe in that failure stuff. You want to actually buy into how people make you feel guilty. You know what? Everybody that can't take responsibility for their life, which is the majority of the population, are going to make others feel guilty. Okay? All right? And let me tell you something. Everybody that doesn't know how to take responsibility for their own life, and God love them, it's not their fault, is going to make somebody else feel guilty. Nobody's going to ever make me feel guilty again. I'm going to love, care, respect, protect myself. I'm going to shine that light on everyone. I'm not going to judge anyone, but I will observe and I will decide what I want to put on my plate, who will come into my home, and who I will share my time with. And I will not share my time, okay, with people that are unknowingly killing themselves. Oh, yeah, let me tell you something. If you've made the medical system your healthcare, then you are unknowingly killing yourself. If you go shopping and shop like 99 out of 100 people, then you are killing yourself and your family unconsciously. Now, you can say, well, you know, ignorance is bliss. Well, it's not, because nobody needs to have a disease, because a disease means you're out of alignment. That, guess what? I went on with a gentleman, and just know this, he's got cerebral palsy, okay? Bell's palsy. And we talked for only 10 minutes. And you can believe it or not believe it, but I'm going to have him come on a real healing show. And we talked, and he wanted to talk about it, and I go, okay, so how much do you weigh? Well, I'm almost 300 pounds. Well, he left that out. He didn't even want to talk about it. You know, don't protect you being overweight, because if you're overweight, you're overwaste. You have so much waste in you on an emotional and physical level, I told him. And I said, look, before you got hit with the Bell's palsy, okay, understand what was going on in your life 6 months prior. Oh, nothing. We kept talking, and I said, there's something. You better think about it. And he goes, oh, I hate my job. I'm so stressed out about my job. Nobody gives a damn at my work about my job. And I get all frustrated about it. And I go, you're using your job and you're using these other people as your excuse to actually run a hate program that you don't even know you have for yourself, because it's so deep within your subconscious, because you've been running it since you were a child. So you think it's a normal behavior and you call that love. Let me tell you something. 99% of the population call what they give themselves and their family love. And I will tell you that it's called abuse. It is self-abuse that is then put on to everyone that we care for. You know what? I wouldn't want 99% of the population's love. It's toxic. And you know what? People are not bad. They have bad beliefs. They have bad programs when it comes to loving and caring for themselves. Look at the amount that you love and care for yourself is all you can give to another human being. Okay? The amount that you respect yourself is going to be the type of food that you eat, and the type of food you buy, and the type of food that you're going to feed everyone else. So do you think that I'm wrong by not wanting to be around a toxic person who doesn't love and care for themselves? No, if I visit them, they're going to want me to eat the same crap, talk about the same crap. And guess what? Everything starts at the invisible and goes to the physical. Everything goes from the psychological to the biological. And understand, that's why they're always going to rule and school the majority of the population. You know, I can actually tell someone, you know, that if you go and do a consult with us, we'll give you a money back guarantee. It's $150. We will stay with you because health is a language, and we'll help you learn that, learn how to love and respect and care for yourself. Only 1 out of 10 people are going to do it. Most people aren't worth $150. Now, meanwhile, they're never going to find that kind of support with any other clinic in the world and get a money back guarantee, and then get a manual that's 400 pages, which is the do-it-yourself manual, that no matter what the symptom or the disease, we have take action steps so that you can learn how to become your own practitioner. But will people do it? No. It's called the herd, and we're right in the middle of what we call the harvest. And if you didn't notice this, okay, I'm in Puerto Rico, and I will tell you something. I have never seen so many overweight, obese people that are so unhealthy. I'm telling you that people that are healthy, I guarantee you that it's only 10% of the population here. I am not kidding. I'm talking about real health. You know, the majority of the population consider real health not being in the hospital. I can remember when we knew that health and sickness were two different things, and that's when you weren't in alignment and harmony and you weren't feeling vibrant. Let me tell you something. 30 years ago, you were healthy if you didn't have a disease. Today, you could have 1, 2, 3 diseases, and guess what? Are you ready for this? Yeah, that's right. You're still healthy. And guess what? Because the majority of the population will always rule. Okay? So the majority of the population will always rule. So whatever they believe, they believe. So will you fit in? Not if you're going to love yourself and not do yourself in. If you're doing yourself in, okay, with eating toxic, drinking toxic, and talking toxic, you'll fit into 99 out of 100 people. And do you ever notice, even when people are trying to talk positive about something, it has a negative twist to it. It is so easy to program a human being. Look it. I'm going to be coming back on in a few minutes, and I'm going to be doing a real people, real healing session for this man who's got a really bad hip and he doesn't want to go to surgery. Let's find out what he's got to say and understand something. When he starts talking, you're going to see a lot of you in him, because there's a lot of me in you and a lot of you in me. We are each other if we don't learn to come together and be family. And I'm going to keep on coming on here, and I'm going to be as bold as I'm always going to be, because I need to be bold when I speak, because that reinforces inside my subconscious to stand up for myself, to love myself, to care for myself. I'm not going to water it down or stroke you. You know, you need to understand something. I am very grateful for everything I have, but guess what? I'm going to demand more. Every day, I'm going to demand more in my life. I'm not talking about more money. I'm talking about more, okay? I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? These psychos, they demand, okay? And they steal from us. Well, they're not taking anything from me. And if you want to stay unconscious, they're going to take everything you've got. They're going to take all your money. They're going to feed you garbage. And then they're going to tell you that's as good as it gets. Understand, there are so many places in this world that are actually walled off that we're not allowed to go to. You understand this, there's almost 8 billion people. There's probably only, 150 to 250,000 of them. But we couldn't come together if our life depended on it to get along. Do you understand? There's no shortage of food. There's no shortage of drinking water. Not one drop of water has left this planet. It's continually being recycled. And as far as, climate change goes, we have 14 times more trees on this planet, okay, all right, that could handle 14 times more of the carbon problem. There's no carbon problem on this planet. The only carbon they're after is us, okay? They're after us. And you know what? They get off on this. Whether you want to believe it or not, you can take it or leave it. God is not going to step in any more than God has already stepped in. Nobody's coming to save you, so you better get that. No government official, and you can say whatever you want about me. God is not going to step in more than God has already created the most powerful genius inside of you. And if you don't want to go understanding, go inside yourself and uncover and discover that genius, well, that's up to you. Your life doesn't mean anything. Nobody's coming to save you. And when you're complaining and explaining and about your diseases and your trauma, your drama, the more that you repeat these stories, the less people want to hear you. Oh, except for the person who, when you're done, they're going to tell you their trauma too. So you're both going to be feeding each other. And remember, whatever beliefs you have, whatever stories you have, the more you tell them, the more you're feeding an entity. Are you feeding something that will feed on you, or are you feeding something that will heal you and help you rise up? I understand this game. I'm not going to take anything personal when someone doesn't like me. I'm not going to take anything personal when I'm attacked, because I would be a real fool to think that I would not be attacked by a lot of the majority of the population that would never buy into the way I talk, the way I live, the way I drink, the way I eat, the way I treat myself. You know, the majority of the population would say, oh my God, he's so selfish. You know, he exercises. He makes sure that he'll even drive miles out of his way to go, get proper organic juices and proper food. You know, who does he think he is? I mean, people just won't do it. I mean, if people stopped going through these drive-throughs, just think what would happen. The reality is they're not going to. The reality is you're on your own. The reality is if you think you're going to go home and you're going to change your family, you got something coming. The reality is if you think there's a savior coming to save you, wow. I think that story's getting a little old, okay? I think that you better start saving yourself, and you better ask yourself what you're worth. How much you actually worth? If you were to put a price tag on you, what would that show? How much would you actually be worth? For most of you, it would be a nickel 95. That would be about $1. Okay? Understand, when are you going to matter? When are you important? When are you going to stand in your own power? I'll leave that with you. I'm going to be coming back with a beautiful gentleman. His name is Charles, and we're going to be doing a real people, real healing discussion. And understand something. Nobody's coming to save you. And there is no doctor out there that can treat you well. You can go for treatments, but they're only going to be good till the next treatment. Or you could come and go on to BraveHeartNation.com and take one of our courses and become your own practitioner. How about this? How about getting to the point where you don't care what other people think, because you're going to start thinking, critical thinking, logical thinking, and you're going to start living and giving yourself everything that's called beautiful. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's selfish, right? I'm going to go to hell for that. Yeah, that's what most people would say. Dr. Wolf, you're going to go to hell. You're so selfish. Well, I'm selfish enough to know how to love and respect the temple that I've been God-given. You think about that one right now. So when you're like 10 and 20 and 30, 40 pounds overweight, and you think that that which created the universe is judging us and making us into sinners, or believes we are sinners, good luck with getting well with your autoimmune disease, which means basically that the body's attacking itself, but you actually were attacking yourself on an emotional level, or you wouldn't be in this physical mess. So you go ahead and keep on thinking, keep on drinking, keep on eating like the majority, okay? And keep on believing that you're unworthy and you're going to get not much. Like I said to you, I am grateful for everything I have, but I am going to demand more. I'm not going to ask for it. I'm going to demand it. And I'll never steal anything from you, because there is abundance of everything down on this planet. Most of you have to understand something. Most people are either good at making money, but not with their family. Most people are good with their family, but not making money. Some people are really athletically inclined and very strong, but they're not good at making money or good at their family. But I'll tell you, if you had unconditional love and care for yourself, you'd have enough time in your day and you would know what to do, because you'd be in the present moment. When you're not in the present moment, you can't create anything new and you cannot heal yourself. And you can take that to the bank. So you can think about anything that I've said, like it, don't like it. But the reality is this: until you're going to honor, respect, and love yourself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, so help me God, you are never going to have the experience that you deserve. And what is that? Well, I think you already know, because I'm doing it every day. I'll tell you, this week, things have not been going my way, but I love my life. And I know that they don't always have to go my way. And I know that this is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. And all I have to do is stay calm, no matter how much the world loses itself. I will not do that. I will not hurt myself, disrespect myself, because understand, okay, how many people know that they say that 90% of the population is in a depressed state right now? Well, guess what? There's no such thing as depression, just anxiety. Stop telling the same story to yourself over and over again. But Dr. Wolf, you don't understand. This is what my life is like. That's right. Because whatever story you repeat the most and you put your energy in the most is what you will become. So you are a drama, trauma, queen or king. And if you are talking negatively, then you're feeding an entity, and I guarantee you it will eat you up. Just know that you're loved. You're loved by that which created the universe. And now guess what? Now you're going to have to love yourself. Let's see if you can pull that one off. Have a beautiful day. Bye, everyone. Have a nice day.